Hello Libra, and welcome to April. March 29th, the month starts off with the concentration of energy and focus in your 7th partnership house, Aries, and your 6th Pisces house. Neptune just entered Aries at 0 degrees, which represents the Fool card in the Tarot, and it's also the degree of new beginnings, and that happened on March 31st as well. There was a beautiful new moon solar eclipse in your 7th house of partnership, marketplace, serious partners in business and love and contracts. And this happened at 9 degrees. And the portal of energy remains with 6 to 8 weeks before and after the eclipse, felt the strongest and culminating within 6 months' time by the time of the Aries full moon, October 6th at 14 degrees. This powerful eclipse was in a wide sextile with the planet of transformation, Pluto in Aquarius, from your 5th house of love, luck, children, romance, true love, self-expression, winning, sports, competition, friendly competition, This could be a healing change, especially since you still have Chiron, the wounded healer, in your 7th house, around your partners in love or business, a serious committed relationship that will or has progressed from the fun, romantic house of the 5th over to the, hey, we're exclusive, we're engaged, or we're married house of the 7th. This could be the beginning of a new partnership or a new work title or job opportunity that will emerge because Mars rules this eclipse and is sitting over in your 10th house. And then we see Mars in that career house making a nice flowing trine to Venus and Saturn in your 6th, which is another work house. It can be an opportunity that will stay with you for some time and give you stability and security with Saturn in the mix in a positive way. And you can hear more about that eclipse by clicking on the link in the description box down below. April 8th through April 30th, Mercury goes direct in Pisces at 26 degrees, showing a slow but now forward momentum in the 6th house matters such as health, diet, fitness, your vitality, day-to-day life, work you do in the day-to-day, pets, open enemies, rental income, people that you hire for work if you have your own business, just to name a few. If you had anything at a standstill, you can start to see progress now in this area, but also anything to do with 9th house matters since Mercury rules Gemini, and also Mercury rules Virgo, which is your 12th house of past lives, deep creativity, healing, the oceans, ashrams, prisons, hospitals, addictions, foreign lands, foreign money. Don't sign contracts if you can. Wait until Mercury is out of shadow by April 26th. Uranus in Taurus is in the 8th house, and it's sextiling the stellium in Pisces in the 6th, and you have in the 6th house Venus, the North Node, Saturn, Neptune, Mercury. Neptune just moved into Aries in your 7th at 0 degrees on March 31st, but it's still in conjunction with these late degree Pisces planets and points. Okay, so this could be a fated new beginning in health and work matters. Uranus can show sudden change in the house of transformation. It can be a sudden smooth change in physical and mental health and well-being. It can also be finding love at work or while working because we have an exalted Venus in a health and work a day-to-day house, trining her lover Mars up in that 10th house of career. Uranus in the 8th in the mix can show that it could happen in an unexpected, unusual way somehow. Who knows what that could look like? Maybe while you're doing research for work in your career, you meet this person. Maybe you get a tarot or astrology reading and it kind of reveals how you can meet this person. Also, your professional life can be influencing you in a powerful way on a deep level, but a good way with the 8th house touching the 6th and the 10th. Maybe it's a healing new opportunity that gives you more resources. Venus rules you in your 8th, and it's in Pisces, exalted in the 6th house of health and work. You can also be seeing momentum in a new diet or fitness routine that is positively affecting your mindset and your outlook, and also in public or career matters as well. The April 12th full moon happens on your ascendant sun or moon at 23 degrees. And this moon is trining Jupiter in Gemini in the 9th house. And this affects Libra sun, moon, or rising most from 19 to 28 degrees. Let's see. But we have Uranus and Taurus and that stellium and Pisces making inconjuncts to this full moon. But I don't necessarily see that as bad. It's just an awkward energy. The moon rules your 10th house of career. Maybe you are receiving career recognition or an opportunity for overseas work and travel. Maybe it's for teaching or overseas education, and that can happen over the internet as well if you're not traveling. Your needs are being highlighted at this time. Maybe you've been feeling a woundedness in the house of partnership for a long time since Chiron moved into that area, and Chiron is now being activated at the time of this full moon. So you can possibly recognize where there may be unresolved pain around intimate partnerships in business or love, or realizing where you may have put yourself second to another. It's coming up, but it's only coming up to be released and healed. Therapy or travel or a teacher or a new belief system can be part of the way through this opposition coming from your Gemini ninth house. Maybe it's finding a fated healer, therapist, guru who helps change your belief systems and your outlook about yourself and about the type of partners that you have dealt with. Jupiter is also talking to Chiron in the partnership house from the ninth of the higher mind in the bird's eye view, but Jupiter is also talking to you as well. So this could definitely be like a go-between you and another. Alternatively, if you meet someone, this can be a massive healing experience with Jupiter involved in a positive flow to you and to the other. And the person you meet could be through some work or 10th house means, or through a father or authority type of figure at work. Could even be like a female in power at work introduces you to somebody that they know, and that person can have maybe Cancer placements or be an authority in some area. With the ruler of your seventh is Mars, and Mars is sitting in Cancer in the 10th house of career. Let me know how this plays out, Libra. But all definitely not bad at this time, due to the protective Jupiter influence and effect. On April 13th, Venus goes direct in Pisces at 24 degrees. Venus is exalted in Pisces, and you can start to make plans to move forward in business, a business that you're creating or working on, artistic or creative projects that are tied to work somehow, a more spiritual office space within the home if you work from home, having happier times in your day-to-day movements, or carving out time for meditation and healing or yoga throughout the day. And also, happier times at your workaday job, meeting a friend or a love through work, having a lucrative new job offer. All this can be on the table now. You can also gain momentum in therapy if you were involved in healing at this time, especially if you were doing physical therapy at home, for another example, or seeing health practitioners that help you overcome a physical ailment. Business can also gain momentum, especially if you have a business with foreign clientele. You could be gaining money from foreign shores, foreign contracts, PayPal, Stripe, if you offer services online, money can start to come in for you, or you can gain a big fish, no pun intended, a big client. Venus rules you and the Taurus 8th house. So you can also see improvements in these areas as well. And 8th house is also another money house. If there was any difficulty with a partner at the time of the full moon, Venus is moving into a trine with her lover Mars, who's sitting over in your 10th of career, father figures, government jobs, politics, fame, etc. Again, this could definitely be some workplace romance, Libra. Maybe it's starting off hidden with Neptune also involved. If you're not looking for love, this could be a fated new work opportunity with the North Node in the mix. And this could just be a really harmonious time, for you. And you're just enjoying that. And it's nothing to do with love. And it has to do with, your work outflow, your work output, how you make money, the people that you work with, and your public reputation just flowing, gelling, and your reputation might be getting a boost. You're also finding an easier time to balance your work and finding time for self-care, and even maybe time for socializing with the people that you work with Venus still here in the 6th. Maybe a friend invites you to come along on a work trip, and also that's how you could possibly meet someone new. Also, if you're applying for a new job, you can win with this placement over the competition. This is big energy because as Venus and Mars race together, they're talking to each other from the 6th house to the 10th. Then they're going to shift into Aries, your 7th house, and Leo, your 11th. And this could, again, be like a love and money story here with Venus in the house of serious partners. And business or love or marketplace, also public to the extent, but it's also a contractual business house. And then the 11th is a luck house of larger networks, big friend groups, socializing and networking, internet, scientific breakthroughs, AI. If you're partnered, you and a significant other can be having a more social time, enjoying yourselves, having happier communications with each other, more fun, more healing, just enjoyable times overall, or even doing business and making deals and pulling in lucrative contracts. April 19th through June 18th, Mars is fully awake as he goes into Leo, leaving your 10th watery Cancer house, where he has spent a lot of time due to the retrograde, and maybe you were reworking career projects, going back over old work. But now Mars is direct and moving to that 11th house where he can loosen the watery restraints of being in Cancer, and there can be some relief and momentum as Mars heads into an energy that he is happier in, Leo, fire energy. Mars rules your second house of income and self-worth, banking, luxury goods, your mouth, your face, your property. And Mars also rules your 7th as well. You can start to see progress in these areas if things have been at a standstill for the past few months, or if there have been difficulties, you can start to see resolution now. Mars is trining Venus until the first week of June, so we can look forward to that energy for some time to come. And again, this will end up being from the 7th to the 11th as the month progresses. I would say like right around the end of the middle of April, okay, all the way to the first week in June. So 7th to the 11th, there could just be more fun times to be had for sure, as this is a unique transit. April 20th to May 20th, the sun, your ruler, or I'm sorry, not your ruler, the sun, who rules Leo, moves into Taurus, your 8th house, highlighting taxes, death, rebirth, secrets, magic, tarot, occult, astrology, gains that you don't earn but that come in through another, or through rebates or inheritance, investments, shared resources with a partner. This is signifying a period of rebirth, growth in spiritual matters, shining a light on the shadowy corners of our psyche and having that area illuminated, and maybe being guided through difficulties if there are any here with a trusted counselor or insight from a friend or an astrology reading. As the sun also rules Leo in your 11th house of friendship, and now it's in the 8th, so again, that could be a friend that's helping you through, or just kind of a friend is coming into prominent focus at this time. On April 27th, we have the new moon in Taurus at 7 degrees in your 8th house. It's felt most for Libra, sun, moon, and rising, anywhere from 4 to 12 degrees. And you could be looking at new beginnings around those 8th house matters, taxes, trying to find new ways to invest your money or deal with debts. This new moon is receiving some stress. It's being squared by Mars and Pluto, Neptune. There's a power struggle around wanting to make a new beginning in this 8th house, but maybe you and a partner aren't seeing eye to eye around your taxes, your shared resources and investments, etc., how to spend your money, what to take a loan out for. Mars and Pluto are opposing each other from the 5th to the 11th house. Maybe that struggle is coming from friends, friend groups, your creative projects, expressing yourself more authentically, as Pluto requires no less in the house of self-expression. Maybe there's some difficulty that comes up within a larger friend group, or there's a power struggle between your social circles and a love partner. The 5th house is a house of love and romance, so maybe it's not involving you directly, as Pluto in Aquarius actually makes a trine to your sun, moon, or ascendant, but this is a very early degree Libra, sun, moon, or rising. This won't be affecting you as much if you are in the middle of the sign for Libra, or even later in the sign. And then Leo sextiles you. So it might not have anything to do with you. It just might be more of a trickle-down effect, as it's maybe affecting a partner or friend groups. And not to mention that, by the way, this is no new energy. This is the third and the last of this opposition for a while to come. This was already experienced last fall in November, and then it was experienced again this January. I would say look to Venus, who is your ruler and who is also the depositor of this house. She's sitting in your 6th, 7th. She's the depositor of the new moon in Taurus. Venus rules you in Taurus. And she's sitting in your 6th at the edge of your 7th, just beginning of your 7th, and she's trining Mars in the 11th. So a partner may be of help to you at this time or around this new moon or this new beginning, and they can help facilitate that. Or a work project or lucrative assignment takes you out of the crosshairs of this energy. It can also be a friend at work too, or you could just be diving into self-care at this time, like solo exercise, swimming, meditation, yoga, Pilates, volunteering with a friend, like at an animal shelter, that just gives you that feel-good sensation, Meals on Wheels. And remember, any good that we do with the 6th house is a way to burn off karma in this lifetime. And remember, too, that crunchy energy doesn't last forever. However, I don't think it will be as difficult for you as it is for other signs, and you could even be benefiting at this time, even with this opposition going on, Libra. And Mars is also moving quickly now, direct, out of shadow in Leo. This energy will only really last for a few days. Per aspera ad astra, I've been saying that throughout all the signs because I think it's very important. It's a Latin phrase for through hardships to the stars. We'll see you in May.